Certainly, this is the best time in all of history to grow out of the social conventions and your environment that you were raised in and become successful and become great. This is a time in history where your future is open to many possibilities, a far greater number than any other time in history, where you can stay at your level, fall down into the pits, into drug holes and indulgence in short-term gratification and alcohol and stuff. Or you also have the possibility to become rich, become a master in an instrument, to write great poetry, to go out on a stage in front of 10,000 people and speak, or play music or something. You have so many possibilities that are open to you in this time of history. Though, in this time, in some aspects, this is also a harder time to become great, because there are so many temptations. We are raised now, children are raised in a place where they only spend around 7 minutes outside each day, and where most of their time is spent on the iPad, on tablets and TV and stuff, where they don't have any boredom, any time to play around, adventure out in nature, but they stay inside their comfort zone, inside their cozy little blanket wrapped around them by their over-caring parents. And we are raised in this environment, gone into school where we are all taught the same things, and you just have to follow the things you're instructed to, or else you won't get any good grades, and then your parents will be disappointed in you, because they are also led to assume that you must get good grades to then get into a good college or into good high-end education and then get a well-paying, stable job. But that is not just all there is to life. Some people want to adventure out and to travel around the world, to live close to death, doing dangerous, risky things, or to play with the money that they have and invest it into a business that they maybe could grow to millions. Today it is normal to indulge in candy and sweets and hyper-processed foods and all the nasty things and foods that you can now eat and now right at your fingertips, that you just order and be delivered right to your door. And it is normal to always be on your phone, walk around with your phone. When I'm out in public, I see small kids stage of like 9 walking around with that giant phone and just staring down at it and breaking their neck and just not taking in the nature, not being present and actually becoming one with the environment, with the present. We are we are forced to conform to this. It is normal to chat and write to people over the internet instead of speaking to them face to face, to make YouTube videos to the masses where you don't really have that face to face contact and feeling, and you just come home from a day of boring, mundane work, and then you go on to your TV and lay in the sofa, eat some unhealthy food and watch another movie, or the same movie that you have watched 10 times already, because that's the only thing you like and you want to stay with what you already know and you're comfortable with and that you know you like. In these aspects, life is maybe harder than in other times in history where you had to go out, you had to work hard to earn a living, you had to do work at an early age to get any money from your parents or to help your parents make enough money. Now, all the good stuff with the current age of the day is that we have such a high degree of social mobility. That means even though you're raised in poverty and your parents are uneducated and poor, then you can rise up and become educated, become famous if that's what you want, or become wealthy and rich, or you can simply stay at the same social class as your parents. That is the path that, or the only possibility for a lot of children in earlier ages, where if your parents were poor, then certainly you would be poor. If your parents were slaves, then you would also be a slave, and so on. And we have all the knowledge we need right at our phone. If you're watching this, then you certainly have access to the internet, and you can access nearly all information that you would ever need to become a master in something, to become successful, to become rich, or do anything to help the environment or to help other people. You have everything that you need, and you can access all the people from the other part of the globe and get in contact with influential people right over the internet. You don't need to get an apprenticeship at a master's workshop to learn anything. You can just get it right through the internet. And that means that even though you must force yourself and discipline yourself enough to avoid all the temptations of the modern day, all the screens and satisfaction of unhealthy foods and numbing television, which distracts you from your sadness and shame, disappointment for not doing anything really productive with your life. If you can break through all the social conventions and norms, then you actually have the greatest chance in all of history to make something of yourself, to become an influence to the world, to shape the world, to help the world, to help other people, or just to make a good living and be happy and live out far on the countryside from all of the modern day technology, and still through the internet help other people, post action informing stuff, write great books, or do consultations with people to help them through the expertise that you have, or to just focus and read books by other people, the great literature. I wish you discipline, strength, and willpower to go away from the secure living in modernity and try something risky. Go out on adventure, hitchhike. You don't need money for it. Hitchhike, or just sit and write something on a paper or on your phone. Write a story, publish it to show to other people. Read a book even though it's hard and it's not as satisfying and pleasurable as scrolling on TikTok. Read a hard book, or read any book, and focus, and don't get distracted with the daily worries that you may have. Yeah, try that. Thank you. Pray to God for help. Goodbye.